France plans to spend 430.3 billion euros on its armed forces by 2030. Among other things, this money will be used to purchase a lot of new equipment. What exactly? We will take a look at this in this video. And with that, welcome to the first video on this channel. If you're interested in defense policies, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my new videos in the future. Let's get started. At the beginning of last year, Nexter received the order to modernize 50 Leclerc main battle tanks to the XLR standard. As part of the Scorpion program, 200 main battle tanks and 18 armored recovery vehicles will be upgraded to the standard by 2029. However, from 2040-2045, the modernized Leclerc main battle tanks will be replaced by the main ground combat system, which is currently being developed in cooperation with Germany. But the main battle tank is useless if you can't see the enemy in time. Therefore, the delivery of up to 300 Jaguar armored reconnaissance vehicles is already underway. Nexter has already delivered 60 units and the project is due to be completed by 2030. To replace the VAP armored personnel carrier, the army will receive up to 1,872 Griffins in various variants. 575 have already been delivered by Nexter, with the rest to follow by 2030. The Serval completes the Griffin. This is a 4x4 multi-purpose vehicle. Nexter has already delivered over 100 units. Almost 1,000 Servals will be delivered by 2030, but only 784 have been ordered so far. The cost of the second batch of 420 vehicles amounts to 500 million euros. The total requirement of the French army is around 2,000 Servals. Let's move on to the artillery, where the AMX-30 self-propelled howitzers and the Caesar 6x6 wheeled howitzers are currently in use and will be replaced by 109 Caesar 6x6 Mark IIs. The order volume is around 350 million euros and the deliveries are scheduled to start in 2026. The rocket artillery is also to be renewed. A new rocket artillery system will replace the 13 M270 multiple launch rocket systems currently in use. 13 missile launchers will be procured by 2030 and further 13 by 2035, making a total of 26. Among other things, they should be able to engage targets up to 500 kilometers away. Since the American HIMARS system was recently ruled out and there's no interest in the pools, France is probably pursuing a development on its own. Let's move on to the Army aviation. 42 of the 67 Tiger attack helicopters are to be modernized to the Tiger Mark III standard. An option for 25 more to modernize the Army's entire Tiger fleet is also available. The Tiger Mark III is to be delivered in 2029. The French Army already has 58 NH-90 Cayman. A further 15 have been ordered and will be delivered by Airbus helicopters by 2030. In addition, 30 H-160M light multi-purpose helicopters were recently ordered from Airbus helicopters. Of these, 21 are for the Army, 8 for the Navy and 1 for the Air Force. Delivery is planned for 2027. However, the French armed forces require a total of 169 H-160Ms. Of these, 80 are planned to go to the Army, 49 to the Navy and 40 to the Air Force. This brings us to the French Air and Space Force. From 2027, it will receive 42 new Rafale F4 multi-role combat aircraft at a cost of around 5 billion euros. Once these have been delivered, the Air and Space Forces will have a total of 134 Rafale aircraft at their disposal. These will be modernized to the F5 standard over the next decade. From 2040 or probably more like 2050 at the latest, the Future Combat Air System will gradually replace the Rafale. The Future Air Combat System is being developed with Germany and Spain. There's no information yet on the number of units to be procured. 4 Eurodrone systems will be procured to replace the MQ-9 Reaper drones currently in use. Each system consists of 3 aircraft, making a total of 12 drones. The influx is planned from 2030 onwards. To improve reconnaissance capabilities, the Air Force does not want to rely solely on unmanned aerial system, but will continue to procure manned reconnaissance aircrafts. For example, the procurement of 2 Falcon 8X Archange, which will be delivered in 2025, is underway. However, the armed forces require 3 units. These are used for signal intelligence, also known as SIGINT. In addition, the delivery of 7 King Air 350 reconnaissance aircraft is already underway. 2 aircraft have been delivered since 2020, with the remaining 5 to follow by 2030. Let's move on to the transport aircraft. Deliveries of the A400M continue here. Since 2030, 20 aircraft have already been delivered, 30 more are on order. Work is currently underway with Germany, Italy, Spain and Sweden on a new tactical transport aircraft to complement the A400 fleet and replace the P130 Hercules fleet. The project is called Future Medium-Sized Tactical Cargo, or FMTC for short, and it should be available in 2040. In addition to the H160M helicopters already mentioned, the Air and Space Forces will receive further H225Ms. They currently have 30 of these multipurpose helicopters, with 8 to be delivered in 2024. Let's move on to the French Navy. It will receive a new aircraft carrier in 2038 to replace the current Charles de Gaulle carrier. The Navy needs 2 aircraft carriers, but this is unfortunately not possible at an estimated cost of around 10 billion euros for just 1 PANG. The Navy will also receive 5 smaller FDE frigates to supplement the 8 Suffren-class frigates. The contract concluded with the naval group has a value of around 3.3 billion euros, corresponding to a unit price of 659 million euros. Delivery is scheduled to begin this year and be completed in 2030. 6 European patrol corvettes will be procured from 2030 to replace the 6 Suffren-class frigates. Italy, Spain, Greece and Romania are currently developing these. In the French Navy, they will primarily serve as offshore patrol vessels and protect the French overseas territories. 10 new offshore patrol vessels were also ordered from the naval group to replace the 6 A69 offshore patrol vessels. The costs amount to approximately 1 billion euros. Deliveries are scheduled to start next year, and all 10 units are to be delivered by 2030. Furthermore, the French Navy also ordered 6 POM offshore patrol vessels to replace the P400 class. 1 unit has already been delivered. The remaining 5 will follow by 2026. 6 City-class mine countermeasure units will be procured by 2035 to replace the Eridan-class minesweepers. The procurement is being carried out in cooperation with the Netherlands and Belgium, which are also procuring 6 ships each. The costs amount to around 1 billion euros. The 6 mine countermeasure units are being procured for the SLAMF program, which also includes 8 unmanned mine countermeasure systems, 5 diver support ships and a mine warfare data operating system. 6 Suffren-class nuclear attack submarines are already being delivered as a replacement for the nuclear-powered Rubis class of attack submarines. The first 2 units have already been delivered since 2022, with the remaining 4 to follow by 2029. The cost for this project amounts to approximately 10 billion euros. The replacement of the 4 strategic ballistic missile submarines of the Lee Triumphant-class is also planned from 2035. 4 SNLE 3G submarines will be procured for around 40 billion euros. These should ensure France's nuclear deterrent capability until 2090. To replace the Durance class, the Navy will receive 4 new BRF supply ships for 1.7 billion euros. The first unit was delivered at the beginning of this year, with the remaining 3 to follow by 2030. To replace the 3 E2C Hawkeyes, the Navy will receive 3 new E2D Hawkeyes from 2028 onwards for $354 million. The E-2D Hawkeyes are AWACS aircraft from Northrop Grumman specially developed for the use on aircraft carriers. Last but not least, the Future Cruise and Anti-Ship Weapon. As the name suggests, it's a future cruise and anti-ship missile. MBDA is currently developing it, and it is set to replace the French Navy's Exocet anti-ship missile and Scalp cruise missile in 2030. And with that, we are at the end of the first English-speaking video. If you like it, give it a thumb up and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos on international defense policies. Thanks for watching.